Thanks for joining us today. My name is John Nelson, Vice President of Operations at BBI International. With me today is Anna Simet. She is the editor of Biomass Magazine, Pellet Mill Magazine, and Biodiesel Magazine. Our special guest today is Holger Streetz, and he is from Bathan AG. And so, with that, thank you for joining us, Holger, all the way from Germany. We appreciate you taking the time.
Thank you for inviting me to this podcast. I'm really looking forward to the conference.
Yeah, so we're gonna kind of jump in on some questions here, but you're on some panels at the show. The conference is taking place March 14th through the 16th in Jacksonville, so we're excited to have you. And I know Anna's ready to jump in here and chat a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely, Holger. Awesome to talk to you today. Always a pleasure. It feels like it's been a long time since I've seen you. You know, you're a regular attendee and presenter at the conference, and I think you were with us in Nashville in early 2020, weren't you?
I wish I were, but I had Ivor Williams jump in for me. So 2019 was the last time I was actually in the US, and it was actually 2015. It was the first time I was invited to speak at the Biomass Conference, which was held in Minneapolis.
Oh yes, my stomping ground. Well, very good. So this is your first time to the U.S. since the beginning of the pandemic, you said?
It is, yes, because, I mean, as you all know, we Europeans were persona non grata for lots of reasons. But I'm really looking forward to connecting in person with the peers from the US and North American biomass industry. And of course, meeting you guys again, because it's really a pleasure. And I guess also kind of a friendship more than just work.
Definitely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Likewise.
Yeah, always a good time. So let's talk about what you first. Actually, let's tell our listeners a little bit about you, Holger. Can you talk about your experience and what you do?
Of course. So everybody who doesn't know me, my name's Holger Streetz. I am a board member at Bathan since 2011. I am responsible for the whole non-German speaking markets. I studied economics and I have a PhD in law, which doesn't help me much with biomass. But what helps me much more is that we have a great team that is doing maintenance and repair jobs, servicing in the pellet industry. Bathan itself, we are originally a Swiss manufacturer of specialty lubricants using ceramics to enhance the performance of the lubricants. But especially in the pelleting industry, we've seen that there's much more to focus on to improve the performance than just providing a very good high quality lubricant, because there are so many factors influencing the performance. And I've been speaking about performance improvements, about best practices from Europe, also about improvement possibilities like doubling production towards nameplate capacity over the past years at the IBC. And also I'm luckily a contributor to the Pellet Mill Magazine since 2018.
Yes, that's right. We really appreciate your contributions. You always have something interesting to write about. So you spend a lot of your time in pellet plants, huh?
I did. Actually, first of all, to be able to talk about colors and not being a blind man talking about colors, I joined our teams doing service and maintenance in many different European pellet mills, but I've also been to a couple of U.S. plants, especially in Georgia.
Right. Okay. And so do you find there's a lot of differences when you come to these, U.S. pellet manufacturing compared to the ones that you see over there?
Well, of course, there are differences, especially, first of all, if you're producing residential heating pellets or industrial pellets. I've seen, for example, Pinnacle, now Drax, in Canada. They've been running through their equipment like hell. Like they have the Andritz pellet mills that are supposed to produce 3.5 tons an hour, but they're running them on 5 tons an hour. However, they're well aware of that increased wear and everything, and they take good care of that. So that's interesting to see because they are reaching nameplate capacity year after year, whereas you can see lots of other plants struggling to reach even 70% of that. But overall, I think a main difference between the US or North America and Europe is we use much more additives, so starch as an additive. And in general, we use shorter effective press channel length in the dyes. That's what I've seen. Yeah.
Okay. Very interesting. Thanks for that. So let's move on to what you're going to talk about at the conference. You're presenting twice, as John had said earlier. Your first one is going to be about new approaches to sustainable raw material tracing. So can you talk a little bit about this presentation and what attendees can expect you to talk about?
Of course. And thank you for accepting both my my papers for the IBC this year. It comes down to material tracing, and I stumbled upon a project in Germany that is led by the Fraunhofer Institute. And the presentation will be an exclusive peek into this project that is using digital fingerprinting of round wood without marking the wood. It originates from the automotive industry, where they're able to identify spare parts produced with an accuracy of 99.99%. So although for example, it's a screw, a simple screw, and they are mass produced. You have 100,000 screws that are come out of the same machine, but with an accuracy of 99.99%, they can identify and distinguish them. And this principle is about to be applied to the wood industry, which I find very interesting because there are several approaches to validating sustainably sourced biomass, and this is I guess one very interesting topic. And I was able to get some background information. I talked with the parties involved, and this will be an exclusive sneak peek.
Wow, I look forward to that one. Very interesting, Holger. So your second presentation is focusing on peanuts at a power plant, and you wrote a contribution about this topic, and we ran it in, I believe it was Pellet Mill Magazine, maybe a year ago, maybe less than that. So is that kind of what you're going to talk about, the basis of the presentation?
Kind of. I was indeed. The article was about an electricity plant in Argentina that is using 100% peanut hulls or shells.
Yeah.
And I found that very interesting because first of all, it has a very good ROI. So they're making lots of money with that without even using the heat So it's just electricity. And since the US is one of the top 3 peanut producers, I mean, you guys you love peanut butter. It's not so common here in Germany, for example. But I mean, peanuts is actually a waste material many farmers don't want to have in their soil because it degenerates very, very badly. Mm-hmm. So they want to get rid of all that. The problem is if you're trying to pelletize it, you have lots of dirt, lots of soil. And the energy you would have to put into washing it, then drying it, grinding it, pelleting it, and then transport it are just too high. Right. What I would like to do is outline a scenario for a combined heat and power plant running on 100% peanut hulls in the US. Mm-hmm. So including the technical outline and the financial. And with the help of Jorge Gonçalves, who was co-authoring the project, he's with Prodeman in Argentina. I think there will be a very interesting look into just an alternative renewable source.
Yeah, that sounds so interesting. It kind of reminded me of when we do the North American wood pellet production map. Golden Peanut Company had 2, they didn't make power heat, but they were using peanut shells to make pellets for quite a while, but I think they've gone out of business since then. Or they don't, not gone out of business, excuse me, but they don't make pellets anymore.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
We do like our peanuts here.
We do.
Europe, Nutella, right? You want Nutella. Walnut spread.
We're more the Nutella guys. Yeah. Right. We like the creamy chocolate.
Funny. So, Holger, we usually like to end these with a fun question.
I do have one question. I'm going to just jump in for 1 second. Sorry to interrupt. Yeah. But, we do have Holger. Last time, I can't believe the last time we hung out was in 2019 in Savannah. That's crazy. And I think, when we're looking at the show this year, that's kind of the reoccurring theme is getting back together, doing business, meeting for the first time, because last year we were virtual and obviously we want to be in person. So from your perspective, and I just find it interesting to kind of try to understand from the perspective of someone coming across the pond or, any other country outside the US and even Canada, how are you feeling about that? What are some of the steps you're taking? Are there some anxieties or where are you at on just making a trip over here for a conference?
Well, since I'm newly father of my 3rd child, she's just 3 weeks old. I am vaccinated, I'm boosted. Mm-hmm. And I'm really not afraid of catching COVID or so, especially because the numbers in the US are so much better than here in Germany, for example. I'm really looking forward to have this person-to-person contact and networking, because this is, I think, what I found really missing last year in the online event. I mean, I was able to present and everything, but I think the Biomass Conference is much more than just presenting and receiving knowledge than it is connecting with peers. So, for example, Savannah, I mean, we all had to ship over the river. And since we're all wearing this badge, you know that this person is going over to the other side to the convention center, and you get to talk to them. People you wouldn't talk to or wouldn't have the chance to talk to any other way. So this is something I'm really looking forward to. And I mean, anxiety, no, it's just I'm really interested and excited to again finally be in the US and be able to talk to people I haven't talked to in a while, like Bruce Lyle, all the other producers. Maybe also visit a plant. I'd love to see the Waycross plant of Enviva, the former Georgia biomass plant, which isn't too far away. So this is my plan to get the best out of that trip.
Thank you. Yeah, I just find that perspective interesting. Want to know more about that. So thank you. Thanks for sharing.
Yeah, absolutely. So Holger, what are you most looking forward to besides, the conference aside, coming to the US? Is there anything in particular that you can't get over there that you're looking forward to here?
Peanut butter?
I mean,
Jiffy.
we do have peanut butter here.
Right, more peanut butter.
I mean, we don't have the Super Bowl, and I missed it because kickoff was like half an hour after midnight, and because it was in LA, so it was even further away than it usually is.
Oh, right.
I'm not going to visit a football game, but I think I'm going to be very busy. Just catching up with everybody, because I think in every business, and especially in this where it's the people, because it's relatively small. It's more like a family, and the person to person contact is really necessary, also from a business perspective. And since we started advertising with the Pellet Mill magazine online and so on, this is just a very good. It complements the whole process from a marketing perspective, and of course, I'm really looking forward to meeting you guys again.
Yes,
Excellent.
We can't wait, Holger.
Likewise.
Very excited. It's only about a month away, so the clock's ticking. And anyway, we, guys, I think we should wrap this up and let Holger get to his workout.
Or go to bed, either one.
Yeah, or go to sleep. Yeah, catch up on some Z's. Holger, thank you so much for joining us and the chat. And we will be seeing you very soon.
Yes, thank you very much, Anna. Thank you, Dana and John. I'm really looking forward to meeting you guys in Jacksonville. I hope the weather is much better over there, warmer.
It'll be pretty good.
So, I'm looking forward to a very good conference. I mean, the lineup you brought up is superb as always. So really looking forward to it.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Awesome. Thanks a bunch.
You're welcome.